as you can tell, I'm absolutely balling out here. We got the full deck, we've got the full staff, and we're just rolling from the United Kingdom over to the Outer Hebrides, just balling out. I mean, that's essentially what I see a lot on YouTube going viral, is young men watching middle-aged men pretend that they're wealthy. And this is not a yacht, this is a ferry. I've not rented the whole thing, I've just bought a ticket. But that is about as serious as I can be with this kind of corner of YouTube that obsesses with telling young men how to get rich. And I just think it's absolute bullshit. And as I've been spending more time poking around the YouTube algorithm, it's become clear that at some point really going to have to poke on some of these people and see what's actually beneath the hood, because almost all of them, as far as I can tell, are doing the age-old game of telling you how to get rich by selling you a course on how to get rich. So you really want to avoid all those people. I think I want to make my content more about sharing ideas, and I even hate the term making content. I just want to share ideas for young people who are trying to explore the world of creation and help them focus on the kinds of things that will lead to them being in a place where they can either create something really special, or be involved with something really special, or invest in something really special and be part of a story. And so that's really what I'm trying to do, because that's what I've done for myself. I've gone around and explored and been part of the world, and it's been a lot of fun. But I really want to help guide people towards the kinds of entrepreneurs that you should be backing. Let's just wonder how this would look. Oh, here we go. That's better. This is just a great feeling to try and help people who've helped me, or respect the people who've helped me by helping the next generation of builders. I'm not sure how this sounds, but we'll see. So the first thing to do is cut out all the people who sell courses, right? If they need to make money by selling you a course, by definition, they're not wealthy. The second thing to avoid is anybody who will not give you their kind of yachting license or their Royal Yachting Association credentials, because those people clearly are not seamen. You want to avoid those people like the plague. And then the third thing is you can actually just look up whether a boat is owned or rented. And so if they're posting a video of it, find out who they are. And it's beautiful. Someone just said, you look like the guy from Black Mirror. Well, you haven't posted your face on the internet at all. And so I get the sense that you're too scared and too ugly to do that. So you can jog right on. Please go back into the comment hellhole from which you came. I'm on the way to Uist, and I'm absolutely loving this view. I just thought I would share it. And you've just waded in here with a bunch of negativity. So my goal here is to really just capture some of the worst parts of the YouTube algorithm I'm seeing, which is the people who are pretending to be rich, who are trying to lead a bunch of lambs to the slaughter when it comes to building wealth. Those people you seriously want to avoid. So if you look at the likes of Iman Gardzi, Alex Hormozi, and a bunch of these other influencers who post videos on yachts, it's truly shocking to see how much time they're getting. Right, these people are accumulating millions of views for multiple hours of a time, and they're reaching kind of billions of people around the world, and it's just shocking because if I was to look at their tax returns or look at any kind of form of what they've actually achieved or any of their real businesses, almost all of it's just selling the dream. So it's a kind of self-reflexive snake eating its tail, where people who want to learn how to get rich are watching people who are not rich talk about how to get rich by selling these poor people a course on how to get rich, and it's just disgusting. So I think it behooves you, if you are spending any time in this section of YouTube about how to accumulate wealth, particularly if you're a young man on your way and you've played with things like stock investing or options or currency trading or crypto or any of these things that may have tricked you into how to make money, to really avoid these people who are just full of shit. You know, true wealth builds their own yacht, right? The thumbnail for this image is Steve Jobs' yacht. I mean, he avoided any of the trappings of wealth until he absolutely had to, and for him, eventually he reached a stage where he saw everybody else's boat and he just thought, these are really ugly, and he built his own from scratch with a bunch of custom materials. That's what true wealth looks like. It does not look like renting a yacht, going to Ibiza and showing off to a bunch of people. And so you really want to avoid people like that. The other thing that I think you want to focus on is, would you yourself actually be involved in any of the businesses that any of these people put out there? Because if what they're making isn't something that you'd be buying, you really should avoid them as well. I think that the very best YouTubers do not need to make money from their YouTube, right? They've made money elsewhere. If they're shilling you ads, if they're doing ad reads, if they care about views to just get a few sponsorship bucks, and if they're, just by definition, somebody who's involved in financial advice on this app should be financially independent, and they shouldn't need to be shilling you some kind of ad read. So that's another thing that I would seriously avoid, that I see a lot of. Like, if you're out there talking about money and investing, the greatest kind of tautological thing, if someone's a personal financial advisor or a tax advisor or a lawyer and they are not themselves wealthy, then they have failed at this kind of interaction. And that's the kind of running joke, is that you don't really meet any wealthy investment advisors. You don't meet any people who are successful who are giving out advice to those who are poor in general, and particularly not if they're selling it in the form of a course, right? And so the reason I wanted to share this is I'm exploring the different currents of YouTube, the different algorithmic sections, the different ways you can get caught into a YouTube rabbit hole, because watching YouTube can feel very fulfilling, but it's not actually acting or doing anything. And I just want to make sure that if you're stumbling into the how to get rich YouTube section, that you find people who are actually successful, not people who are renting, timeshares on yachts. Like right here, I could frame this in such a way that it would make it look like I'd rented the yacht, but the reality is I just bought a ticket on a ferry and I'm having a bunch of fun. So it's not about me showing off here. It's just about me teasing the algorithms a little bit, playing with it. But yeah, the kind of more central point here is if you yourself are curious about wealth building and want to learn from the right people, I think you want to start with people who've actually created something useful and built something important. And many of those people are in Silicon Valley, and that's where I've spent most of my career. And it's a lot of fun. And Silicon Valley has the highest density of people attempting to build things that are useful for other people. And that is an area I can help you navigate. There are other parts of the world that I know a little bit about, London, and maybe some kind of small parts of Asia, but not on any deep level. And I'm interested in companies that are building new things and sharing that with the kind of tribe of people who are spending time with me here. But I'm not going to sell you a course. I'm not going to sell you access to anything. The one thing I may do is charge $1 per quarter to rate limit the number of people who message me. But I'm not trying to make money out of my audience. I'm just trying to communicate with people what I've learned about accumulating wealth. And really, I'm just trying to find young people who want to start businesses or join young businesses. And I want to steer their minds away from the kinds of people who do very well on these algorithms by pretending that they're rich, and steer them towards people who are actually successful and are wholesome and are delivering on a kind of fundamental level, because they're absolutely beautiful. So got Ryan Osmond saying, do a YouTube push? Yeah, I'm playing around a lot with YouTube and really enjoying it. I've spent a lot of time on other social media platforms. The one that I was most well known on before I paused my account was X, and I accumulated something like 60,000 followers there. But I found that the vast majority of what made X negative for me was the back and forth with people, and whereas I'm finding it much more wholesome here on YouTube. So the thing that I would I've kind of said multiple times, but I'm really trying to emphasize is avoid anybody who's renting riches, right? And focus on people who've actually built something useful and that other people are willing to kind of invest in or pay for a share of the project. And this requires you to kind of get away from the flashbang of the social media algorithms and start diving into places where people are actually building. So those could be, WeWorks at midnight. They could be meetups about AI. They could be, parts of Silicon Valley if you can access that area. They will be weird forums where people are trying to debug issues with their code. They will be, particular corners of the internet that don't reward splashy thumbnail images and actually just focus on the good stuff, right? Which is the engine of creation. All right. Well, it seems like it's being a little bit patchy here, but I am obviously coming in from my yacht, so sometimes the signal isn't perfect. I don't think we have Starlink here. But yeah, I'm going to kind of leave it at that and make a kind of simple offer to you. If you comment on this video and want to have a chat with me about ways to actually build your wealth or to explore the world or to build a business, I'm here to talk to you. You can see my staff on my yacht here just doing the exercises to make sure we're safe. AKA these people who run the ferry are absolute legends and very grateful to them. But yeah, thanks to the people who've tuned in on this. It's just meant to be a bit of fun, meant to be a bit of a discussion, meant to be me just kind of speaking out loud about some things I'm noticing and recording them in real time. And if you have any questions or curiosity, drop a comment on the video that gets posted, follow the channel, and we'll have a chat. Cheers.